WandaVision episode 6 is here, and holy crap, it is ridiculous. Let's break down all the craziest reveals and spoilers from the episode and try to make sense of this the best we can. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Smash that like button, and I did want to remind you that a large part of what we are doing here at the Den of Nerds is happening over on our live streaming channel. Okay, spoiler warning, of course. You know, if you're watching a breakdown video of episode 6 and you haven't watched episode 6, what are you doing? But yes, we are going to get into spoilers for episode 6. And right off the bat, I think one of the most compelling things that happens in the episode, one of the biggest mysteries that is sort of explored, is the Pietro appearance. Pietro appearing and looking different, looking like the Fox X-Men Pietro, but, you know, being the one that Wanda knows as well. Now, much like many other aspects of the show, we get a little bit more information here, but really no clarification. We still have a lot of questions, but there's some interesting stuff going on here with regards to whether or not this is the actual Pietro. Wanda appears to be skeptical of this. She even appears to test this Pietro, asking him different questions about their past and remarking on memories that Pietro shares, saying that she doesn't quite remember him that way. And Pietro even says, "You've probably suppressed a lot of this because of trauma." And I think the big question is this the Pietro from the Fox X-Men universe? Is this our Pietro from the 616? That answer is still not clear. It appeared as though maybe this is some weird Pietro, maybe the one from Fox, or maybe even the Mephisto theory that a lot of people have. Then again, he appears to be dead, and when we see him as the corpse version, you know, just like we see with Vision, the bullet holes and everything do resemble the character that was gunned down in Age of Ultron. And when this Pietro shares his memories, he talks about getting gunned down in the street like a chump and then hearing her voice. And I think those are really the three theories, as we have talked about previously, whether it's the Pietro from the Fox X-Men universe, the actual Pietro, or a fake Pietro that is maybe Mephisto. And I will say that the constant mentioning of like the devil and the fact that Pietro says, "Man, isn't this just like fun as hell," or whatever, he keeps mentioning hell and the devil, it does make me think like maybe this could actually be Mephisto. However, I want to speculate about one really interesting possibility here, and this all has to do with the House of M comic. There's a part in this episode where Pietro, Evan Peters' Pietro, is explaining that he thinks their mom and dad would be proud of the creation of Westview. He's talking about how it's impressive and sort of giving her all of this praise. He goes on to ask Wanda if she knows how she even did all of this or how it began, and she has no idea. She just remembers feeling so lonely and just like horribly alone, like she was sinking or something crazy to that effect. Now, what's interesting is in the comics, one of the big twists at the end of the House of M is that it is revealed that Pietro comes back and convinces Wanda to create the House of M alternate reality where mutants were just killing it and she had kids and everything like that. He is actually revealed to be the one that convinced her to make the fake reality, and the whole time she thinks she just did it of her own accord. And the scene that Evan Peters has with Wanda in episode 6 just sort of gave me similar vibes to scenes that happened in the House of M. Could it be finally revealed that this Pietro, whether or not he's a real Pietro or the one from the Fox X-Men universe or whatever, that he is the one that convinced Wanda to create this fake reality? I don't know, but there was something weird about Pietro's conversations with Wanda in this episode. Now, the next really crazy thing from the episode was all about the kids getting their powers. So they age up, they have, of course, their costumes, but it's trick-or-treating, so it's sort of a cool little meta way for them to get them in costume and not have them actually be heroic. Now, we do see Tommy get the powers of speed, and he has the powers like his Uncle Pietro, and I thought that scene was great. But we also see Billy Wiccan get his powers at the end of the episode, and this was really cool. He's very powerful, able to stop his brother in the middle of using his speed powers, but he's also able to sense that his father is in trouble. He's able to see what his father is seeing, and he is able to sense the feelings of the people that his father is seeing, because he tells his mother that the soldiers believe that their dad is dying. Really cool, and just shows you how powerful Wiccan might end up being in the MCU. And of course, one of the major things, and really the culmination of the craziness of maybe the whole season, happens when Vision exits the Westview Hex area and comes out to meet the actual soldiers. And this scene was absolutely bananas. He comes out fully, which to me was so bizarre because I'm still trying to wrap my head around if that's the actual Mind Stone, if that's a recreation of the Mind Stone, or what that is exactly. And I can't believe that it was able to exist inside Vision outside of the Hex. That in and of itself was absolutely insane. I'm not sure why he was falling apart and being sucked back into the reality either. I don't really quite understand fully what is going on with Vision, but I don't think any of us do. That's sort of the whole thing for the show. But it was crazy to see him outside. It was crazy to see him actually trying to reach out and get help. And it's also crazy that Wanda just felt like the only way she could save him was to extend the Hex, and she extends it pretty freaking far. I don't even know if she means to extend it that far, but this is the craziest part of the entire episode, the big thing that I think people are going to be talking about. And by the way, Elisa, who is our incredible editor, is actually working on a video all about the Hex and what this expansion that Wanda did might mean for mutants, for the MCU, and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. So look out for that video soon. I'm damn sure you are going to love it. But for the purposes of this video, I will just say that this was nuts, dude. Her expanding the Hex like this really just shows you how powerful Wanda is, what a danger this situation could end up being, and also leaves room for the possible breaking of the multiverse, the entering into the multiverse of madness, and a creation of a House of M or an opposite House of M kind of a situation. It is also worth mentioning that if Agnes is still being a bad actor in this episode, and she facilitated partially what goes on with Vision, acting like she's, completely out of it, but essentially planting the idea of an Avenger in his head, making him leave, being really, really weird, then it is possible that Agnes, or whatever nefarious force is controlling Agnes, wants Wanda to make the Hex larger, to make the Hex extend, to really open up a massive portal. And as many astute Marvel fans have been pointing out, the Hex portals are all over the MCU once you start to look for them. They are the shape of the portal that is used to do the sort of leaping or hyperspace travel in Guardians of the Galaxy. And so is Wanda creating such a portal, a Hex-like portal, but instead of between parts in our own universe, maybe parts between the multiverse. But that's it, guys. That is the breakdown for episode 6, some of the major points. Of course, there are a lot of little things that happen in the episode, like the reveal that Monica may well be getting her powers for the Photon character via the Hex. Just little things all over the episode. The fact that Jimmy Woo can do Kung Fu. We'll be talking about this on our live streaming channel, doing all kinds of content, breaking this down. But in general, this was a huge episode, and I think it sets us up for a final few episodes that are going to really just be absolutely insane and get Marvel fans a great look at hopefully what is going on in this show, but also the insanity that we have to look forward to heading forward with all the Disney Plus stuff, the Marvel stuff, the Multiverse of Madness, Quantum Mania, and yes, towards Secret Wars. So let us know what you thought about WandaVision Episode 6, WandaVision in general, and how excited you are for everything coming down the line from Marvel Studios. Let us know in the comment section below. And as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.